Hi, welcome to Question and Answer Saturday. And we have 4 questions today, and I'm going to get to each one of them, and hopefully my iPad will last through it. The first question is from Justin Yoss. How do you know if you're developing anorexia? Okay, this is a big question. You start to restrict your eating. In other words, you start to stop eating certain foods. You eat less. You might skip meals. You control what you eat. So if you're in school, you might dump your lunch. If you're an adult, you might make an excuse for not going out to lunch with your peers. You don't go out as much with people. You make excuses not to go out because you don't want to have to eat. You count calories. You count calories and fats and sugars and carbohydrates, and you're very careful about them. You when people tell you you look thinner, you take it as a real compliment, and then it drives you to be even thinner. Every time you reach a goal weight, you put on another goal weight. So you reach 105 pounds, and then you put on a goal weight of 95 pounds. And then you reach 95 pounds, and you put on a goal weight of 85 pounds. The other thing that happens is you start to become uncomfortable in your own skin. You start to feel like you're always too big and you're always too fat, and you feel really uncomfortable in your own skin. There's a voice going through your head telling you you're a terrible person and you shouldn't have eaten that, and we call this voice ED, eating disorder. And it tells you that you're fat because you ate something. You may binge and purge. Even though it's anorexia, you may, your family is there and they're making you eat a meal, so you eat the meal and then you go and purge it. So that's not strictly binging, but it's purging. You may get so hungry from restricting that you do binge, that you go out and eat 6 donuts and 6 pies, and you just binge on everything, and then you purge. Also, you find that you're very isolated because you can't do things with friends because it has food involved. And you're very isolated. And the other thing that happens is that you become very obsessed with how your body is turning out. You might never have been obsessed before, but now you are. You're very obsessed with losing weight, getting down to that weight. You think you're fat. You look in the mirror and you see someone that no one else sees. So people will tell you you're thin, and you look in the mirror and you see someone who's fat. I hope I've answered the question. Please feel free to email me more questions on that. Just know that if you're feeling uncomfortable, it's best to get help. Please go and get help. Talk to someone that you trust, a parent or a friend or a partner or someone that you trust. Get help. Go to a clinic or a doctor and get help. That's the most important thing. And my heart is with you. Okay, the next one is from Kimmy S. Can you name the top 5 things you love about yourself? Kimmy, I swear, you get me. Okay, I'm compassionate. I care about people. I'm friendly. I don't have many friends because I'm shy, but when people make friends with me, they've got a friend for life. I'm hardworking. I do my job to the best of my abilities and nothing less. I try hard. I try hard at everything I do. I'm trying hard to get rid of this anorexia after 39 years. I'm trying so hard. And finally, I'm a great YouTuber to be a friend with. I run a great YouTube station, and people should join because it's a great YouTube station. And I tucked that one in there. Okay, now my brother Mark, who has joined the site, asked how much would a service animal or pet be to someone, how much help would a service animal or pet be to someone with mental health issues? And Mark, I'm going to say they are fantastic. Service animals or pets they release anxiety. You're less anxious when you're around an animal, and you feel safer and more comfortable and cuddled. When I first moved out of care, people who are newer to this site don't know this, but I was in care until I moved out on December 1st, and then I started my YouTube site. And the first 2 nights I was terrified, and I held on to my guide dog for dear life, and I just kept telling myself, I have to do this for Holly. I have to do this for Holly. And Holly's my guide dog. And it got me through. These animals are beautiful. They get us through the most difficult of times. And I think that it's important that they're recognized for what they do. And Holly is actually a guide dog. She's not a mental health therapy dog, but she got me through. And mental health therapy dogs are wonderful. They help people get through anxiety and other issues. Pets are they're warm and they're loving, and they keep you going. I think it's a fantastic idea. Alexa Pierce asks, I've had anorexia on and off since age 17. I'm 55 now and struggling with it presently. Do you think most people believe that anorexia only happens to young women? Yes, Alexa, I do. I think they think it appears around 14 or 15 and disappears magically at 19. And that's just not the case. Those of us who are older know it. It doesn't just disappear. You need intensive treatment. And they focus all their efforts on young people, and they forget about the people that are older that need the support. I think that, I went to a clinic here, and they wouldn't give me any services because I was over the age of 30. And I just found out the other day that the clinic director who I saw had actually had anorexia. So I was really put off by that. I think to some extent our culture has made this a young woman's disease, that somehow magically it just goes away, but it doesn't. It takes a lot of intensive therapy and a lot of intensive support. to get to a point where your anorexia is cured. And otherwise, you end up in the situation that you and I are in, where we're in our 50s and we still have anorexia. I'm 53, so, and I started 3 years before you. I started at 14. So, I think we need to speak out, and we need to let people know that it is not just a young girl's disease. It is a lifelong disease. Okay, so those were the 4 questions for today, and I would love to get more questions for next week. So please post your questions for next week. Start posting them right away, and I'll get them down. And I'll answer question and answer Saturday next week. And remember to push that red button and join. Subscribe to my station. Thank you. Bye-bye.